before passing to another pseudoscience, last question about this topic. Why do you guys think people believe in it?
It gives them a sense of purpose. It gives them a community to connect to.
It's fun. Not gonna lie. Like, I remember back looking at Facebook posts and Instagram or whatever, like, oh,
Pick your month.
you're this.
Yeah. No,
This.
You're this guy.
No,
You have cancer. Oh,
You're
no.
born in this month, you get this type of pie or whatever. I don't know. It was pretty fun to like, oh, you get that one with my friends.
Yeah, well,
Even though I have the same birthday with my friend.
Going from one brain cell to 0 brain cells, we got another pseudoscience, and it's modern flat Earth.
Oh,
no.
crap. The flat earth theory? Oh my god, the earth is a donut.
Ew.
I think my favorite thing about this is that one BuzzFeed video about flat Earth theory where it was satire, but then the dude shot it looked so serious that it was actually very hard to tell if it was satire.
Oh, I saw a video where like this person create like a laser and it tries to prove that the air was flat by the laser not being tilted because of gravity. You know, like gravity is an effect, so it tilts light.
Yeah. The theory was that-
Any at the end it proved that it was in a sphere.
No. The theory it was that one where it's like the dude sailed a boat like 8 miles out, and if you saw the top of the sail, but you didn't see the rest of the boat, it meant the Earth was round.
Yeah.
But if you saw the entire boat the entire way, then it meant the Earth was flat. How the experiment went is that, again in theory, you should have only seen the top of the sail, but he saw the boat very far out, the entire boat, but in truth it wasn't because the Earth is flat, it's just because that's just how light refracts across the surface, across the horizon. So, but obviously a lot of people went with that, it's like, the Earth is flat, and the evidence says so. I'm not gonna tell you why this is how it is, it's just the Earth is flat.
There's many evidence. Like I think the only like the specific. There's many evidence that they want to go around by saying like new hypotheses how Earth work with that for those kind of effects. The only one that they haven't proved is eclipses. I remember this like, well, if you make a flat a disk and then the gravity point is at the end, at the center, like at the end you will be tilted because you will be pushing down to the air to the center, right? Even though it's flat.
Yep.
Right? They made this theory was like, well, it's not actually flat, it doesn't have gravity. The Earth, it's going out of space moving like this.
Yeah, that's
So you can still be on it because the pressure that makes things like that.
Yeah.
But it doesn't prove anything when it comes to the sun and the moon.
The
Because
sun is
eclipses are
above
there.
us.
And eclipses are there, and it's like,
Yeah.
how do you prove that thing?
Okay, but also let's just think about it. It's like, okay, so if the Earth is flat and it's constantly moving up, why does the sun move around us from one way and comes out the other way?
The other way, you can say that.
Right? So,
It's just.
and also obviously, if the Earth is flat, what happens if you just go off your map? Do you just fall into
This
oblivion?
is like the
No.
government is having a wall there.
It's just an unrendered map. You know what I think? I think that
They have an experiment.
you know what I think? I think that the whole flat Earth theory movement, I think it's actually they're playing 5D chess here. They're saying oh, we don't believe in around Earth, right? I think
The
that
moon landing was fake.
I think that they do believe that the Earth is round. They just want free tickets for the time that free tickets to space when we finally, go up. Yeah, they can finally see it for themselves,
Yeah.
so they can get first in line to go to space. I think that's my theory. That's my theory on the flat Earth theory. I think they just really want to go to space.
That's a good theory. But I like my theory. The theory is I think some people are just born stupid.
Yeah, pretty much. Talking about another kind of celestial body, lunar effects.
Mm.
I think we have this in Latin America a lot. I don't know about
Lunar
like
effects.
Asian
Well,
countries.
you mentioned there a little bit of like how the moon affects the waves, right?
Waves,
yeah.
The pole.
So we all understand that the moon affects waves and all the things in the ocean, but there's many beliefs that the moon, because it also affects that, it also affects us because we are 68 to 72% water,
Mm-hmm.
and then since it moved water in the ocean, it can also move us, and increase our moods and human behavior and things like that. First of all, that's a lie. Second of all, good job, not kidding.
Second of all, no, third of all, if that were the case, I think there would just be days where some people just spontaneously explode.
Yeah. When it comes to that kind of stuff, it's physical. It's not emotional, and it's not even chemical. It's just physical about gravity and effects. So the moon, when it goes close to the earth, it made the water in the oceans go increase the volume or not, right, or decrease it. By that matter of fact, if the moon would affect you in any other way, just because you have water, you will be like expanding and going down. So it will be increasing 7 inches and down 7 inches.
Yeah.
Things like that.
Over and
It
over
doesn't
again.
change.
It also means like if you ever just get cut, you would just explode like a water balloon.
Yeah, you will feel like you're like in a room full of those like twisted mirrors where you go like down like this,
Oh yeah.
things like that. That is when it comes to lunar effects, right? And the fact that they influence you just because you have water on it. But there's also another beliefs, and I think this is in Latin America mainly because I have seen it only there. This thing where like if there's like a full moon, and if you're pregnant, you have to use like a red little thing in your belly, otherwise the moon will eat your baby, and therefore your baby will come out with like twisted lips or like missing it.
With deformities, basically.
Deformities, things like that.
Yeah, that sound. Yeah, that's definitely not something I've heard.
They
before.
also believe that when there's the sun and it's raining at the same time, like a deer is peeing or some shit. But yeah, there's that belief.
They have to wear a what?
A red thing, like a red piece of clothing.
Around their belly?
Yeah. To
The heck?
cover it.
Why red?
I don't know.
Because
Because
it's
apparently the moon is a bull and
Oh,
it's kind of
shit.
red.
Wait, but if it's
Wait,
red,
if it's
then,
red,
then
then
it
the
makes
moon
the
will be
bull.
zooming down to Earth.
It's like
Bulls don't like red. You're just
Yeah.
asking it to devour your baby.
Wow.
there's
What a
another belief.
Weird.
Yeah, they believe in that thing too.
Wow.
And then that goes to another belief too, like werewolf and like a full moon on a Friday 13 at 1 a.m. where you can talk and chat with the devil, things like that.
Don't call Freddy Fazbear. 3 a.m. prank gone wrong.
Oh my god, I just remembered. Sorry, I want to go back to the flat earth theory thing.
Just remember that
I
I'm
remember.
chat with them. Yeah.
There was a little bit of a history lesson. There were back in 1940 whatever in Nazi Germany. There were some Nazi. Oh, I got canceled. There were
There's
some.
nothing wrong with saying Nazi. It's a historical term to be historically accurate.
The only word I don't accept in this podcast is
Slender.
Anyways, there were some Germans, some Nazis, right?
Just say Nazis.
That
If you say
believe-
Germans, you generalize all of them.
That believed that it was not it wasn't flat. The Earth was not flat or a sphere.
what was
It was concave. So it was basically
It was a halo, right?
yeah it was essentially that but 3D. So basically we lived inside the sphere.
So yeah, so
We lived
sphere.
inside the sphere and then the center was like the galaxy and everything. And so there was
I'm trying to wrap my head around.
yeah. And so there was something very interesting. So they were trying to, I don't remember exactly what the military like strategy was. They were trying to figure out a way to. They were trying to spy on, I think, Russian troops or British troops or whatever, but I don't know. And because they thought that the Earth was concave,
yeah.
they could just point their telescopes upwards to see where they were on this.
That's why they don't want. That's why you didn't want the war.
Needless to say, they didn't see anything.
That's why you lose.
That's my favorite piece of history when Nazi Germany sent torpedoes into space thinking it would hit Russia.
Oh shit. Yeah.
That's why
It'll get there. Yeah. Don't worry, if you point it this way, it'll get to them eventually.
Yeah, I just
We'll
wanted
get
to say
somewhere.
that.
They'll never see it coming.
I want to say that before me. I completely forgot about that.
So that's lunar effect, modern flat Earth. Another one, I think this is pretty Asian. It's Asian type of a thing. It's like acupuncture.
Acupuncture.
Yeah.
Mm.
I didn't think that was actually tied to
I don't
a
think.
pseudoscience. I thought it was like physical.
Yeah, me too. Yeah, me too. Really.
Pseudoscience. There's no evidence that actually help you.
Oh shit.
I
There's
know-
no evidence that it's a placebo.
I know stuff like chi and karma. That's a pseudoscience. You know,
Yeah,
like
yeah,
12
yeah.
chi,
Yeah,
12 karmas.
We're getting there.
Yeah. I didn't realize it had to do with acupuncture.
Have
though.
you do or would you do acupuncture?
Yeah, I do it.
Not
I mean-
not really. I got like my other Pfizer shot the other day, and I was like, okay, one needle, I'm good. I don't need.
He faint.
No,
He faint.
I didn't. I'm just the type of person that's like, well, I
wake up in my
can
bed.
tough it out, but I don't want to look at the needle. And obviously, I don't want to be on a bed knowing that there's about 100 needles in me.
Oh.
Just powers off.
I went to get a blood test yesterday.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. I don't mind the needles.
I
Even though
mean,
there's because of shit.
I would do the acupuncture thing, as long as they know what they're doing.
Because I mean, obviously, you need a license to do it. But like the general stigma for me is just that if I'm doing acupuncture, that means I am on a bed with a bunch of needles in me, and I am just laying there for an extended period of time. And I'm not like, even if I sit on my ass looking at my computer for hours on end, at least I'm having something to entertain myself. But if you're an acupuncture, I can't be looking at my phone or else I'll mess up the needles.
Scary. I don't want to do acupuncture anymore.
Yeah. Well, an episode of like 1,000 Ways to
I
Die.
remember that.
No,
I don't
it wasn't that.
remember
No,
that.
I thought that was in Final Destination.
No, it wasn't.
No, it wasn't?
No,
But
it was
it fell and
it was
then
a
all
thousand
the
ways.
Yeah.
Those are
Yeah,
1,000 ways to die.
No,
This person that
And I
was-
think
I take that back.
they put you like 5 at a time, and they take it off and you put it another way. They don't put 1,000 on you like all at once. Like they leave.
I mean, they probably can. It's just that it's not recommended.
Yeah, things like that. But why is this like pseudoscience? It's because acupuncture was born to manage the flow of chi.
There we go.
Things like that. So, because that has a base knowledge into the chi or chi thing.
Yep.
It's pseudoscience because there's no scientific evidence that exists. Things like that type of energy exists. Yeah,
If you watch Naruto, you'll be familiar with the chakras.
Yeah, things like that. Another one, and I think this one is, I think my favorite. This is my favorite genre when it comes to fantasy. It's like Lovecraft,
Lovecraftian horrors.
things like that. When like monsters are like terrifying and not like just monsters.
Is that a
Just terrifying.
pseudoscience or is that just straight fantasy though?
No, like that's just my favorite fantasy.
Oh,
Part.
okay.
But the pseudoscience, it's cryptozoology, and it's not about
NFTs?
Cryptozoology.
CRY.
CRY.
Like, it's literally the word crypto and zoology behind
Cryptozoology.
it. Yeah.
Oh my god.
It's the search for
these
creatures.
animals.
It's the search for creatures that are considered not to exist by most biologists. Well-known example of creatures interested into cryptozoologists includes Bigfoot, the Jiren, the Yeti, and the Loch Ness monster.
Oh shit.
according to
Yeah, that's
leading
right.
skeptical authors, Michael Shermer and Pat Hines, cryptozoology range from pseudoscientific to useful and interesting, depending on how you practice it.
Mm-hmm.
That.
Yeah.
That's why it's my favorite one, because it's like a Pokemon Go, like in real life, when you go and find like.
Bro, you did not just say Pokemon Go, bro.
Like that. But actually, think about it. We all think
Go Bigfoot.
creatures that doesn't exist are monster until we discover them and categorize them as animals. Right?
I mean, fair, but then I
Right.
think the biggest thing that separates that from just basic zoology is that that is based around if you haven't seen it, therefore it exists.
yeah.
Whereas with the regular zoology, we study what we see. So,
Yeah. So that's that.
See, now that you just said cryptozoology, I'm just imagining Bigfoot, Chupacabra, Loch Ness Monster behind laptops, like in a public ledger, just exchanging Bitcoin information.
I imagine them on a computer and they're like on like a server in Discord where like they discuss about they not existing and he's actually
Sasquatch.
a person that defend that they don't exist.
it's just like the dude on
Imagine Bigfoot writing on like Twitter hate tweets to someone that believe that they exist.
Oh, just to be
Would that be
ironic.
like the
Oh, you're just gaslighting them. You're just basically just.
No, we don't. LOL.
Fucking
What the hell?
yeah, it's like the fucking reverse logic of that national history dude. Is like
Bigfoot
aliens.
exists. Bigfoot exists. Yeah, I have seen your mom. Things like that.
Speaking on the NFT thing, it's like, oh, Sasquatch. Now fucking
Oh my god.
I got NFT of Sasquatch's.
Sasquatch's big coins. Big coins.
Ethereum went down. He's like so yeah, that's cryptozoology. Another field of science.
Cryptozoology.
No wonder it's called cryptocurrency because that shit don't exist.
Oh my god.
Ah.
Oh.
The sir with the meme.
Oh my god, you just opened my third eye. Oh my god.
That's another one.
Jesus.
The next pseudoscience, it's aura or human energy field.
I guess that's also part
Like
of chakra
this.
as well.
Aura?
Ah yeah, something
Yeah.
like this.
Yeah.
Auras.
You know how you like read in a book or a fantasy novel, it's like, oh, this person exudes an aura of malicious intent.
Oh, like Super Saiyan. Ha! Oh, okay.
Like you look at somebody, like you get a bad feeling about them. Like for some people, that's just common sense. Others, it's like, oh, they've got an aura around them of fucking bad shit.
Yeah.
Like the
Oh.
demons flock to them.
Yeah. So you can actually see that like a lot in what's it called? Mediums? Is that what they're called?
Mediums,
The
yeah.
people that talk to spirits.
Yeah.
Yeah, like they go into the room and like, my
Schizophrenics.
Huh?
The schizophrenics.
What?
The schizophrenics.
Schizophrenics?
You said people that talk to spirits.
No.
Which one then?
The ones that like go into a room and then they see a real room and like, oh, I feel someone died in here.
Schizophrenics.
Phasmophobia.
Schizophrenics listen to people that aren't there.
The spirit there. But yeah, I know what it's
I
saying.
see what you mean.
Yeah.
I see what you mean.
Demons
sarcasm.
told me to.
Sasquatch told me to.
So yeah.
Okay, yeah. anyways. Auras.
That's energy field and auras. What I mean by this, it's like each independent human has a different type of force and energy that surround them, and depending on like the nature of that energy, that's how your personality goes around.
That's fair.
Things like that. There's also this thing where like you can manifest energy because of course everything in the universe it's about us, right?
Mhm.
Yeah.
If you ask the universe, he was like, sure, of course, insignificant species in a planet, I can do
yeah.
that for you, right? Things like that. So yeah, I just wanted you to know that you have an amazing aura.
You can weaponize your aura, and eventually you can Kamehameha just like Goku.
Yes, sir. Just
Because
don't
that's
try
how
to
that works.
fly. If you do, do it like somewhere else than San Francisco. Things like that. The second one, and this is kind of, I didn't know that this was a pseudoscience just because it involves numbers. People that believe in pseudoscience doesn't know how to do math, but this is like numerology.
Is that the one where it's like no building in the fucking West will ever put the floor 13 in their building?
Well, that's the thing.
No, you go to
No,
any building downtown, and if they're like fucking 700 feet high, they'll have every floor they can possibly have, but they'll never have a floor 13 because it's superstition that floor 13 is where people die or
Or
something.
like in Asia, where they're like 4 hits.
Well, 4. No, okay. In Asia, 4. It
means-
had that
sounds
superstition.
like,
Yeah,
sounds
4.
like that.
Yon, or in
Su.
Japanese, no, shi.
Oh, she.
She.
Yeah.
She.
So so you can read 4 as yon, which is literally 4, or shi, which in Japanese is close to
Death.
is literally the word death. So
Things like that. Yeah. I don't think it's about that. That's just superstitious about a quantity. Numerology, it's a set of belief, the divine, mystical, or like a special relationship between numbers and you. So, one example of numerology, it's 3 numbers that are the same number.
666.
Like 666 is bad. 111 means this. 444 means like progress and then like protection. 333 means development, things like that, right?
I get that. I can understand
Things
that.
like
That's
that.
a
So
little
there's
bit
many
close to that.
belief. Yeah, there's many
No, no.
belief. I have a friend that she tattooed 444 here.
I mean, I
I
don't
don't know
necessarily believe in it, but it's kind of like how people say they have 13 as their lucky number.
Yeah,
right? Yeah,
things like that. But this was more settled, more like for everyone.
yeah,
You know, like when like 7 for me it's good, but for you can be bad.
yeah.
And this example, like 333 or 444 have like an actual meaning for it.
Yes.
People believe in that. I do this as satire. Whenever I found like those kind of 3 consecutive numbers, I take a picture of it and send it.
Oh, shit.
Yeah.
I once I
There's
was
also 11 like 1111. Where it's like, oh my god, make a wish.
Is that-
wish, yeah.
Yeah.
Is that why, like in fucking casinos, the jackpot is 777?
7-7?
Yeah.
Oh,
Mhm.
yeah.
Lucky.
That makes sense. Yeah.
I once was waiting for a bus, and you know how like the munis here have like a little 3-digit
7
number,
bucks or something. Yeah.
3-digit number in like the front.
Yeah.
I once rode a bus that has 666 on it.
You're like, no, I'm
Crazy,
gonna
like,
die.
I'm good.
Although
Bro,
for
I'm
that,
not actually in that of a rush.
Bro, if this bus driver don't commit vehicular manslaughter in like 5 minutes, I'm leaving.
It's like, okay, I gotta go in, but if the bus driver tell me, hello, child, I gotta get out.
Hello, Peter.
for